My dad revealed my darkest secret. To make everyone louhoo! I revealed his to make everyone leave. My dad has always been the kind of man who would set you on fire just to warm his hands. To him, every conversation is a stage, and every vulnerability is just a punchline waiting to be delivered. Last Saturday, we were at a rented banquet hall for my parents' 30th wedding anniversary. There were about 60 people there. Extended family, my dad's business partners, our neighbors, and old family friends. I was sitting at the head table, sipping my drink and trying to keep a low profile. Halfway through dinner, my dad grabbed the microphone to give his speech. He started with the usual jokes about marriage being a prison, getting some polite laughs, but then his eyes locked onto me. But seriously, raising kids is the real test, he said, pacing with a mic. You think you're raising a strong man, and then he goes and has a little meltdown. Right, Mark? My blood ran cold. You guys remember Mark's gap year back in 2022? My dad asked the crowd. A smirk plastered on his face. The room grew quiet. In 2022, I went through a brutal bout of severe depression after my fiancé suddenly passed away. I had tried to end my life. My dad was the only one who found me. He was the only one who knew the real reason. I spent 2 months in a psychiatric facility. I begged him to keep it a secret. I trusted him. Yeah, my dad chuckled into the mic. My son gets his heart broken and decides to take a 2-month grippy sock vacation at the local loony bin. I had to feed his dog while he was doing finger painting and talking about his feelings. A few of his drunk friends let out roaring laughs. My uncles chuckled. Even some of the neighbors smiled, thinking it was just a lighthearted exaggeration. I sat there frozen. I could feel the heat radiating from my face. My mother looked down at her plate, too passive to ever stop him. My dad looked at me, winking as if we were in on the joke together. I'm just messing with you, son. Builds character. He expected me to lower my head. He expected me to shrink, just like I had done my entire childhood. But I didn't feel embarrassed anymore. The humiliation suddenly evaporated, replaced by absolute ice-cold clarity. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I calmly wiped my mouth with my napkin, stood up and walked over to him. He smiled, holding the microphone out to me. What, you gotta come back, tough guy? Actually, Dad, I do, I said, taking the microphone from his hand. I turned to face the crowd of 60 people. The banquet hall was dead silent. My dad is right, I said, my voice eerily steady echoing through the speakers. Honesty is the best policy. And since we're airing out the family's dirty laundry tonight, I think Mom deserves a turn. My dad's smirk instantly vanished. Mark, sit down. I ignored him. I looked directly at my mother, whose eyes were wide with confusion. Mom, I said through the mic, projecting my voice to every corner of the room. Dad didn't lose your $150,000. Inheritance in a bad crypto investment last year. He lost it paying hush money. Mark, my dad barked, stepping toward me. I stepped back, keeping the mic locked in my mouth. He blew the money paying off his 23-year-old assistant, Sarah, so she wouldn't tell you about the apartment he rents for her downtown. The same apartment he's been going to every Tuesday and Thursday when he says he's playing golf. The silence in the room was deafening. It felt like the oxygen had been sucked out of the building. I have the bank transfers and the lease agreement, I added, looking at my dad. I found them in your home office a month ago. I was going to keep it a secret to protect the family, but you taught me tonight that secrets are just jokes we haven't told yet. My mother dropped her glass. It shattered against the tile floor, the sound ringing like a gunshot. My dad lunged for the microphone, his face purple with rage. You little liar! I'll kill you! He didn't have to. 2 of my uncles immediately stepped out of their chairs, physically blocking him from getting to me. Don't touch him, Dave, my uncle warned, his voice low and dangerous. I didn't stick around to watch the rest of the fallout. I simply placed the microphone on the table, grabbed my coat, and walked toward the exit. As I pushed the heavy double doors open, I looked back one last time. My mother was sobbing into her hands. The business partners were aggressively whispering to their wives, grabbing their purses. People were already standing up, heading for the doors, leaving their half-eaten dinners behind. My dad stood entirely alone in the center of the room, looking at the wreckage of his life. He wanted everyone to laugh at me, but instead I made everyone leave him.